Wydoe Podcast, episode 28, UFC 280 recap. Let's go.
Wide.
I think so. That's what he said.
WHUDO.
Wide.
Oh, and I'm rolling while I drink. I hope that I can get your number and your name. I'm rolling backwards with a bottle of Bombay, and I might let the liquor speak just to see if I finally found a freak. Cause I'm rolling while I drink. I hope that I can get your number and your name. I'm rolling backwards with a bottle of Bombay, and I might let the liquor speak just to see if
Thank you, Wydoe.
if I finally found a freak. Cause I'm rolling while I drink. I hope that I can get your number and your name. I'm rolling backwards with a bottle of Bombay, and I might let the liquor speak, baby.
And just like that, baby, we are officially live on the official Wydoe Podcast with your boy Wydoe, and I appreciate you for tuning in. Today's episode is a good one. We got to see what we did. I told you we're going to put our records on the line. And today's the recap show of the UFC 280 card live from Abu Dhabi. And it can't just be me. So let's go ahead and get Mr. Capo himself in the building. Heck, how we feeling?
What's going on, Wydoe? Happy to be back.
Man, great card, dog. As a fan, I'm always like, obviously I can't bet. Okay, I'm in Florida. If I wanted to, I really could, but I don't worry about that. Heck is obviously really putting in bets. But I need to be satisfied as a fan. This weekend, no question, as a fan, I think I got my money's worth. What do you say, brother?
Fire. It was a great card, very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. It did end in a little bit of a heartbreak for me. And it was what I really liked about this card is that like some of these fights you like really had to like just process what happened. Like that Jan Sugar Sean fight, like that decision, bro, you even saw it in fucking O'Malley, like how he was like lost of words, man. But very, very entertaining card, 100% worth the money. And I was very pleased with it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I mean, we'll start it off. We'll recap our way down, make our way up to the main event. So, I know that I didn't have too many on the prelims I was looking at, but I know Capo had a few. So let's go ahead and break those down and see if he got them right or see if I was fucked up. You never know, brother. Let's find out here. So I believe you wanted to see the Chow fight, correct?
Yeah, Chow, man. I had Chow Borello. I had Chow money line parlayed with the over 1.5 rounds, man. This was straight cash. He was a minus 220 favorite. So me risking on the over 1.5 rounds brought his the odds down to like minus 115. Brad said Chow looked shitty, man. I mean, I'm glad it looked shitty because I didn't think he looked shitty, but it led to the fight going the distance, and I got great odds on that over 1.5 rounds.
And in the end of the day, as a bettor, that's all you really care about, right?
Exactly.
Winning your bet and what you caught on there. I don't know why I fucking lagged out for a little second. Yeah, I stayed away from that fight, bro. I didn't know too much about him, to be honest. But I'm glad you won your money. I'm glad you know.
He's got a fucking chin, man. He got popped like 2-3 times in like the first round early, and I'm like, God damn, but he's got a chin, bro. He ate that shit and just handled him on the ground. He didn't get the submit. A lot of people were on his submission prop at like plus 300. That did not cash, so I'm kind of very happy the way it played out.
Yeah. And so is Chow a new guy in the UFC? I mean,
I think this is his third fight now in the UFC.
Okay.
He was a Dana White Contender Series guy, and he's now on like a 3-fight win streak.
Damn, 3-fight win streak. Can't complain there. So moving right along, we like that fight now. I went out on a limb saying I really, really liked, Mr. Sean Brady to do well in this fight. Belal Muhammad really came out and made a statement win. As you can see by the damage chart right there, Sean Brady got eaten alive on the stand-up game. Round 2 specifically, but brother, I wanted to see more from Sean Brady. I felt like he was gun-ho in the first round, didn't really let anything go. I mean, it shows 58 strikes, but a lot of them were just kind of small little jabs, waiting for counter, waiting for the aggressive takedown defense, I guess. But in my opinion, we haven't seen Sean in a long time. You're undefeated. You had a lot of hype coming in. Belal Muhammad is a certified G, so I wanted Sean to come out, put a knockdown, take a nice takedown. And maybe the moment was too big, brother. What'd you see there? Stopped in the second
Can you
round.
scroll down? I want to see the takedown data.
Absolutely. 0 for 5
Damn.
takedown attempts with Sean Brady.
That's
tried his heart out.
crazy, bro. I talked about Belal's like he has really, really good takedown defense. And I talked about him having like a slight significant strike per minute advantage. So I'm very glad I stayed away. I almost pulled the trigger on Belal, but I've never been a big fan of him. They call him Belal, remember the decision. So I thought this was going to be a little bit of a snooze fest. I thought that first round was pretty exciting. Sean Brady, I thought his shots were like, they were crisp and fast. The problem is that did he slow down? And then maybe it was Belal's pace. But, dude, hats off to Belal, man. I can't talk shit on him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there all the strikes. I'm not a real analytic guy, no matter what sport it is, and especially UFC fighting, you can see it might be a check kick. We're going to look as a kick. Was it a takedown that you really were going for? Or was it I'm hurt, let me try to take him down? But, man, he got off 14 leg kicks on Belal. He hit him. He landed 58 significant strikes, but you could tell real quick that second round, those shots that Belal was landing, those jabs, the right hand. I mean, he couldn't take it. And I agree there, Jordan. I do think that the ref should have probably let it go a little bit longer, especially on a pay-per-view like this with an undefeated fighter like that.
I forgot about that.
He didn't get knocked down. He wasn't out cold. He was definitely standing. It was a standing stoppage. But man, as a ref, I've watched so many ref podcasts, seen them talk, Dean, all these guys, and they're screaming, defend yourself, do something. And literally, Sean Brady was walking around. His hands were up. He was okay. He's a big guy, but he wasn't doing anything. Hey, he wasn't returning shots. He just was looking like trying to shake it off. And I guess that's where you got to get really worried about the brain injuries, yada, yada. And obviously you have to. It's the most important thing. So is it a short stoppage? Is it an early stoppage or not?
Yeah, dude, Brady being 0 for 5 on takedowns, bro, that's a big statement, man.
Yes.
That's a big statement. Very surprised. But shit.
I mean,
what is Belal gonna do next, man?
Belal next. See, that's the question here. That's the main question. So I'll go ahead and let's see. We got to check the weight class. You know what I mean? Where's the standings of the entire welterweight weight class? So he's already tried to fight Leon Edwards. We don't see that coming down. Obviously, you got Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. You got Douglas Lima still. You got Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns. This is a big win for Belal. It really was. I mean, let's just check right here. I'm pretty sure he's on a nice win streak. Yep, he is.
He did call Khamzat out too, I think.
Did he call Khamzat? See, that might be.
I think so. Well, he called him I think he did call out Khamzat.
If he said anything about a wolf, that might have been him. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I heard they were trying to book Khamzat and Colby Covington. I would like to see that. But I mean, Belal, let's see what you can do. That was a pretty good statement win. Still wasn't in the first round. Still kind of a short stop. But the fact that you stopped him, I think will give him a lot of points there in that division. So,
yep.
Maybe a Douglas Lima winner gets another title shot after Leon runs it back. I could see that going down.
Already booked. I can't believe they already booked Leon Usman already.
You pretty much have to, in my opinion. I mean, Usman was winning the entire fight. That one leg kick. I mean, it wasn't even the best Leon Edwards we've seen this year. And he catches him with that leg kick. I feel like you have to run it back just because Usman was the champ for so long. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at that one, but just knowing that how the weight class and how that long that takes, maybe we see Douglas Lima and Belal go at it. I want to see Colby and Khamzat. I think that's a big seller. I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. Styles and how can they sell, and that one sells. Let me see that one.
I got a good question for you.
Burns, I like that.
Which rematch are you looking forward to the most? Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Jiri against Glover Teixeira or Brandon Moreno against Figueiredo?
Man, okay. So I think it's three rematches, but I think there's three different fights, and I'd like to see all of them. I think the best rematch, and I just want to see the fight again, is the small guys, Figueiredo and Moreno, because every time they fight is a different outcome. It's so close. It's just fire. They're going at it. I want to see more of Yuri Prochazka. I know what Glover Teixeira brings to the table. I want to see more of Yuri. Yuri got tagged up a little bit in that fight. He wasn't as dominant as I thought he was going to be, coming in there as his fucking ninja self. He locked himself in a room for 3 days in the darkness, told his family, do not open this door no matter what happens, no matter what you hear, obviously in his accent, no matter what you hear, do not fucking open this door. And since then, he's come out that room. So I want to see what he looks like. And in the Usman fight, brother, I want to see what Leon looks like as a champ. And I believe he's fighting at home. I believe they're going to London to do that fight. So I want to see the rematch of Figueiredo Moreno. I want to see more of Yuri, because I think if Teixeira loses, it's probably going to be his last fight. And then I want to see more of Leon Edwards. We know what Kamaru is. So that's me on that one.
Yeah, Brad's got a good point, man. Adesanya, Alex Pereira, that's another rematch too.
We're going to get to that one, Brad. That's the November 12th card. We're going to get to that one. I keep fucking losing ESPN. Keeps playing his music and shit. I don't want to hear nothing. ESPN, what do you think this is? We're talking fights. I do want to break down.
Out of those three, though, I got to go with Jiri against Glover, man. Glover, old man Glover, man, putting on for everyone over 40. Dude, he was such a good champ, good personality. And same thing with Jiri, bro. He's a fucking tank, man. Great character that he's got. But that fight, 5-round fight, was a fucking banger, bro. And it came down to the last second, bro. What didn't he submit him with like under a minute left?
I don't know if it was a minute on, or it was yeah, it was. It definitely wasn't at the end of the fight. You're right.
It was in the 5th round. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. That'd be a good one. That's coming up. We got a lot of future cards coming up. The next big card is Calvin Kattar. I want to see him too. So now, what did you think about? I think this is my biggest. I was impressed the most by this guy. Obviously, I love Sean O'Malley. We're going to get to that one in a little second. But Beneil Dariush, man, I was very impressed with how he fought, how he was rolling, how he defended the takedowns, how he mixed it up with a guy with Gamrot who was really trying to take him down. It was really the young buck trying. It came in as the favorite as well. Dariush was again the underdog. Man, I was impressed, dog. And that fucking left-hand shot he landed late had some power on it. So I was even thinking, man, he could have even hung with Islam a little bit differently than Olivera, just because as much as he's squirmy and shit, bro, I just feel like Dariush, maybe it's the religious, stuff he's got going, but he's just, you got to come kill me type of fighter in my eyes.
Dog. So I was keeping track of the odds on this. And like when we talked on Friday, Beneil Dariush was plus 180. And I checked back again, like right before the fight was going to start, and he was plus 225, dog. And like, if you look at the rankings, dude, he is ranked number 6 and Gamrot was number 9. So you're going to give me plus 225 on a fucking number 6 ranked fighter? I took that shit, and then after round 1, I doubled down on him. They actually increased the line on him to plus 250. So I doubled down on him, and that made my night betting wise, man. That he fought for my money. Great fight. Gamrot, he's 21-2, but I think he's still kind of early in his UFC career, man. So that was kind of a disrespectful line. And I'm very happy that Beneil Dariush took care of business here.
And I mean, just check it out. 19 takedown attempts. 19 takedown attempts in a 3-round fight. And Dariush really held off for the most part. Never at one point that I think he was in danger, in trouble. And he landed definitely the more significant strikes once he got up. So a lot of people that really want to come wrestle you, once you get back up, you're not the same game. You're worn out. That's what Islam does. So Dariush did not allow that to happen. I was very impressed, man. And I think you're right, Jordan. I think you're exactly right. He needs a number 1 contender fight. I want to see Dariush and Olivera run it back, especially how Olivera was speaking in the post-conference fight. That he wants to get right back. This is nothing. Life hit me harder. I think that's a big fight right there. Dariush, Olivera, number one contender. I think I like that fight right there, brother.
For sure. And bro, I'm looking at Gamrot's fight record, bro. Like I said, he's 21-2 professional career, but he only has 6 UFC fights, bro. That was so disrespectful. He has been finishing people though in the UFC, and I think that kind of explains the line a little bit more because Beneil Dariush has been knocked out 3 times in his career. But bro, Beneil Dariush, man, he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fight streak, 8-win fight streak, man. Sure, I'd like to see him against Olivera.
So, oh yeah, he's a problem, man. He's a fucking well-rounded. He's a problem. His fight against Ferguson, I mean, that man he's a dog. And let's get to the fight, man, that I was most excited for, and that is Sugar Sean O'Malley going against Petr Yan. And brother, I know Coach JB said he couldn't fuck with anybody with the pink hair, but let me tell you what, the pink-haired guy made the other short dude probably the reddest I've ever seen Petr Yan inside a UFC octagon. He was tagging him up with significant shots early, even though it might have looked like quick jabs. Those knees, I wish he would have did more flying knees. And I was definitely impressed with Yan because the takedowns were serious. 6 takedowns to 0. A lot of people are going crazy, but check that out right there. They might have told you 6 to 0, but 13 attempts. O'Malley was very impressive off his takedown defense, in my opinion, going against somebody like Petr Yan, where you really have to worry about his stand-up, not just the takedown. I was impressed with O'Malley. Heck, what about you?
Bro,
close fight.
Amazing fight, man. I was not expecting like that high of a caliber fight, because we've just been seeing Sugar Sean ragdolling tomato cans, and he just fought fucking Petr Yan, who what was he, number one
contender,
bro. What a competitive fight, all 3 rounds, and the way that he I think he won that fight because of that 3rd round, bro. Like that 3rd round was amazing, and it also shows you the if you are a high level fighter, if you have that much of a height and reach advantage, bro, you can be a fucking problem. Good for him, man. Good for him.
It's the fucking distance. And Yan is great. Yan is a great boxer. He always has his hands high, so he's a fucking problem. He has nasty kicks, but he never really got his kicks off that well against Sean O'Malley because O'Malley was moving the whole time. And that's what impresses me most, bro. Usually when you move like that and you get hit a few times, you get tired out, like my boy Connor, we'll talk about him. Sean has a gas tank. And that fight, you saw him have to go to that dark place that Israel Adesanya once talked about, you know. You got to kill me. He went to that dark place out of that second round, going into the 3rd. I feel like that knee that opened his eye up really won it for him. That knee late and that right hand early kind of dropped him a little bit. I mean, impressive fight. I love Sugar Sean O'Malley. I love what he stands for. I love his coach, Timbo. And I definitely like Petr Yan. But I was happy, brother, that all 3 judges had it 28-29, 29-28. If I would have, because a lot of people are mad saying, oh, it was no close, you know, all the takedowns. And I've seen a lot of judges that would have given it a definitive win for Yan because of the takedowns and shit. And I hate when they do that. I look at damage. And to me, Yan was more damaged than Sean O'Malley. You might take me down a lot, but if you're not inflicting damage like the Russian Dagestanis do, if you're not going for a submission, I don't really think takedown is that, you know, it doesn't do that much for me because then you got to credit Sean for getting out of it.
Facts. That's why I sometimes think like a Belal Muhammad is kind of corny because everything goes to decision all the time. But he put his money with it where his mouth is against Sean Brady, and then same thing with Aljamain Sterling. That rematch against Yan, he was basically a fucking backpack in the rematch. Just a lot of control time and takedowns, and then he made a statement against Dillashaw. So I 100% agree with you, man. Great fight. That when I do admit though, I was a little bit shocked. I did place a bet on Peter Yan by decision at plus 100 just because I had to, man. The number one fucking the number one ranked fighter in that division at plus 100, and he's never been finished before in his UFC, in his professional fighting career. I had to take it, so I was shocked, but I'm very happy for Sugar Sean, man. That was a great fight.
And before we get off it, I think the biggest key right here is the significant strike Sean landed. And the fact that he threw 163. Sean's always a crazy output kind of guy. Always has been. But the fact that he did it with Peter Yan standing next to him was big time. At an away crowd. He's not in the States. He's in Abu Dhabi right now. That's pretty much home ground for these Russian guys. There's so many of them there. I was very impressed with Sugar Sean. And like I told Coach JB and like Snoop told all of us, I'll go to any alley with O'Malley. And now what do you do next? Dude, what do you do next? A lot of people are calling Corey Sandhagen. Definitely not a title shot ready for Sean. He doesn't deserve that. You know, we got wrestlers. They're talking Henry Cejudo. I'd like to see that one against Aljamain. Anybody else? I hate to watch wrestlers. I'm sorry. But who do you go with, Sean O'Malley? I believe he's going to take a long break off, brother. He's now went from 14 to he just beat number 1. So he's got to be at least ranked 2, 1, or 3.
I'm seeing I'm looking at it right now.
Did they drop the rankings already?
I'm not sure if it's updated, but they have him at 11. What'd you say you saw him at?
I thought he was at 14. Dude, what is Yan now?
Peter Yan, he's still number 1, so they might have not updated yet on the UFC website. But bro, I think what's also great about that fight is that just makes Sugar Sean so much more marketable, and he has a ginormous fan base, bro. So the UFC was licking their fucking chops at what just happened, and I think a Marlon Vera, Cheeto Vera, Sugar Sean rematch would be fire.
Yes, a lot of people calling for Vera. And see, I wouldn't even be mad, to be honest, if you give Vera the title fight. I think he's on such a run. You know, I'm not mad if you go Vera there. I've already seen Corey Sandhagen. I don't need to see that again, to be honest, against Aljamain. Not so soon. I need to see Corey have another dominant victory. I mean, the loss against TJ was close, but Rob Font's there, Dominic Cruz. I mean, these are because you got to remember, Sean literally was fighting tomato cans. Now he just fought Peter Yan. So now, and I think that's why you heard him say about the contract, you know, he's not thinking, let me go fight another world killer. He's either going, let me get a big bag as the favorite main event guy, or I'm waiting for the title shot.
Dude, I think the Cheeto Vera fight would be such a huge, I think that'd be a very good, like, headliner. A rematch, you have the story behind it, and now all this momentum that Sean O'Malley just gained, and like you said, Cheeto is on a run right now, so that is a good that would be a good headliner. It's also kind of been a little bit of a theme so far with the UFC with all these fucking rematches.
Right, running rematches back all the time, but hey, if it sells, it sells. You know what I mean? Now, we'll talk a little bit about the Dillashaw Aljamain fight, because now it's about where do you go with Aljamain. Dillashaw's definitely out of contention. Get healthy. You don't deserve another big shot for that. What are your opinions, man? I'm a little upset that TJ even stayed in, to be honest. Knowing he's fighting someone like Sterling.
I had Sterling, but I tied him down to the over 3.5 rounds. So I had Sterling winning in over 3.5 rounds because he was like a minus 170 favorite. So I got him down to minus 115. Great fight, bro. He did look like a killer. Complete different fight from the Peter Yan rematch. But I gotta give Dillashaw credit, bro. He popped his shoulder with like 4 fucking minutes left in the round. Yeah, he survived, bro. Like, he didn't get submitted. He didn't get a ref stoppage. He survived, so I do give him a lot of credit for that. But that damn shame that they had to go down like that. But Sterling took care of business, man.
Took care of business. I mean, even after the first round, he popped it out literally on the first takedown. He tried to put his shoulder down to brace his fall, popped out. went to the corner. I don't know how he made it, brother. I don't know how the fuck he made it. Sterling was not playing around. He made it to the corner. His coach popped it back in for him. I was like, okay, here we go. But then even you can tell in that second round, he just couldn't throw it. He couldn't throw that. And I believe it was his left. So he couldn't throw his hand anymore, but he was only throwing his right. And he almost hit him a couple times. Almost had a couple moments like, whoa.
Are they saying that that's not allowed?
What?
Pop your shoulder back in?
You can't stop the fight to help yourself during the fight. So like a lot of people are like, when it popped out, hey, just let him pop it back in and you can't do it. If you have to get stopped, it's stopped. You know what I'm saying? You can get the mouthpiece, eye poke will stop, kick the nuts will stop. But if you get hurt, you have to survive and let your coach do it. Your coach can put you back in place. He can pop your leg or your ankle if it's okay. And that's why the doctor checks to see if there's a tear or whatever, because you never just put it back. You know, this isn't a fucking action figure toy. This is a goddamn human shoulder we're talking about. But I'm more mad. Crazy heart, shout out to you, TJ. But I'm more mad that you knew that for months. You knew that for months, and you didn't just give it up and let somebody else take that spot. You know, you would have looked more heroic, in my opinion, if you would have done that. But it is what it is.
Bro, I mean, it sounds like the whole PED suspension kind of like made sense, because who knows how long he's been kind of dealing with that. And also, like, did he do that in order to like recover faster?
That's what he claimed the first time.
It sucks. But when we talked on Friday, I was kind of questioning if Dillashaw is washed. So I wasn't on him from the beginning. Just kind of a shame that it went down like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't impressed with it. I mean, you just knew right when it popped out, it was over. It was compromised big time. It just sucked to hear that he knew about it for a long time. So it is what it is. We'll see him back. I'm sure Dillashaw's not done. And then now what do we do with Sterling? He's already talking about Henry Cejudo. They give him he was the flyweight champ, so why not let him just go run it back? I'd love to see him get his ass whooped. He's the fucking king of cringe. Even though I don't like Sterling too much, I would love to see my youth knock his ass out for the yard thing. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of felt the same way about him, because I always fucked with Peter Yan, so I thought like that first fight, like, you know, that whole acting thing, he got a bunch of shit for that, and then the rematch, he fucking hugged and prayed.
Oh, the whole time.
But after that fight, he was kind of making me laugh with all those nicknames he was saying.
Yeah. He definitely knew what he was doing. He was definitely a great marketer. Shout out to him. And now let's go ahead and break down the main event of UFC 280.
Man.
Olivera, Islam Makhachev, the Dagestani, the father's plan came to fruition. The young prodigy gets the lightweight championship. I think we all picked Olivera there, dog. Me, you, and Coach JB. It just was not his night. Surprise. What are your takeaways?
I couldn't jump off the Olivera train. I just couldn't. It did not feel right. You know, like that whole fan in me, I just couldn't. But I'm not surprised to the way it went down. I mean, if you just look at Olivera and his past like couple fights, absolute bangers, Chandler, Poirier, and Gaethje, all those fights he was dropped. So when he fought against Gaethje, that was actually the first time that I didn't bet on him, because I just didn't know how he would react to Gaethje's striking. And then once the Islam fight happened, he got dropped. And he's known for kind of like welcoming you on the ground while he's recovering. And you just can't do that with Islam, bro. With the
he did it early.
Just can't do that. So fuck, bro. That one hurt, man. I'm a big fan of Charles Oliveira. It just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I see you right there, Jordan. He sold it. I don't know if he sold it. I don't think Charles is one of those guys that's going to just kind of lead us into battle and give us false hope. I really think he truly believed he was going to go in there and kill him. That was a big thing I told Coach JB in the after the weigh-in. He was like, came up stage, I'm going to kill him. And that was a red flag to coach. Usually the guy who says that gets beat. But I just felt like he was so mad at the fact that everyone's claiming that he's just going to come in here, grab him, and do what he actually fucking ended up doing. You know what I mean? That Sambo is no joke. But I think it's a lot to do with his vision, his eyesight. My cat is freaking the fuck out. I have closed the door with the latch, and how is she opening the door right now? It don't make sense. Anyway, I think it's his eyesight. Why he lets them get so close, why he gets tagged up, why he invites them to the ground. On the ground, I can feel you. It's more of a feel thing than a see them, right? So I wanted to see more hands, more anything to kind of wear Islam down. When he welcomed him to the ground in the round one, I was like, okay, maybe he wants Islam to squeeze his way out of his power. You know, a lot of the Brazilian guys will do that, but you can't do it after you get dropped. Early round 2, left hand dropped him to the floor, just like he got dropped on a lot of those other guys. But the other guys are coming down to finish him with strikes. Islam came down there to put him in a fucking serious choke. So
that worked against Chandler. That worked against Poirier. And it worked against Gaethje, even though he has a strong wrestling background. But dude, I was so upset, man. I'm still upset, you know? Like I feel like I have a connection to the fighter. Just like every other fucking sport. Every other sport, you have a team. The UFC is the same fucking thing. I'm very upset with the way it went down. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. I'm not jumping on the fucking Islam train. No, thank you. So I really hope they set up that Volkanovski fight, because that fight's going to be a fucking banger, bro.
Sounds like a sign to me, because the champ called him out, and we know Volkanovski wants that. He was actually assigned to be the backup fighter. If one of them either dropped out, he was the backup there. So he wants the lightweight belt. So now Islam is going to go from Abu Dhabi and fly all the way to Perth, Australia, across the fucking world, and fight the number 1 pound-for-pound champ, featherweight champ, but he's the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, Alexander Volkanovski. That's going to be big time. That's what Conor claimed to do, okay? Let's get to my dog, brother. Let's get to my fucking dog, okay? One time for the fucking man, okay? You don't got a belt, but okay, here's my fucking, okay? You got one of these? Shout out to Pat. When Conor was on his run, okay, whooped ass, took names, took belts, went out and got his ass whooped against Floyd Mayweather. He told Dana before that he wants to go fight Khabib in Russia for the belt. And now all of a sudden the Russian motherfuckers came out, beat everybody, and now they're saying they're going to go to Australia and beat them. Are we going to forget my boy here soon? Are we going to forget my dog as a great fighter and remember him as the greatest promoter and the most influential fighter of all time? Because he's definitely not one of the GOATs. I'm sorry. He's not on that. I'm a big fan, but I'm a realist. One of the most impactful, but he's not one of the greatest anymore, brother. I got to see him fight more. Do you miss my guy? Is he your guy? What do you think about Conor?
I fuck with him. I fuck with him for sure, bro. I threw a fucking hammer on him against Poirier. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But
Which one?
I fuck with Conor, bro.
God damn it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Conor fan, but I'll be honest. When he came back to fight Dustin, I really that was right when Hard Rock took off. And shout out, I think my brother Flea's in this chat right now. Shout out to Flea. I tried to give him the play, and my cousin. When they took the betting away, that fight came, and as a fan, I just felt like a round 2 loss was going to be Dustin beating Conor round 2, and he did. That Conor was just a little too nice, and Dustin Poirier is fucking real.
I was going to ask that. I was going to ask that if the first fight or the second fight was where he was nice in like the press conference.
So they fought way back in the day. They fought way back in the day, featherweight. That's the first one. Conor won by knockout. Second one was where he was nice. Dustin won. Third one is when Conor snapped his ankle.
He was like, I can't even fucking replicate his voice, but he was like saying something about him mistaking his niceness.
Jordan Baker, that's a good one. Oh, I know. Yeah, mistake my. Yeah, it's just like, come on, Conor. Like, we've seen you be nice and whoop ass. We've seen you be an asshole and whoop ass. But every time you've done it, once you get to that ring, you're a different guy. You're humble. You're here. So seeing him be, Your wife's in me DM, baby. Your wife's in me. I'm like, I like it, Connor, but fuck, you just got your ass whooped, dog. Like, let's get humble and let's reality check here for a little second. Maybe you need to go back to the fucking in the park playing with the dudes in the park and shit. You know, that's what Nate was saying, but then he whooped Nate. So it's tough, dog. I think he's getting older. I think the rest of the league is getting better. And here's the biggest thing, brother. I've talked about this a lot with my brother Alan Bundy. Shout out to him. I believe as a big Conor fan, once he went up to that lightweight division, it was never the same. Can you hear my cat right now? This bitch is freaking out. I'm about to throw you. So when he went up to lightweight, he looked great against the Alvarez fight. He won the title in Madison Square Garden. But I just feel like he shocked Alvarez. Once he shocked him, it was over. Since then, brother, there was no fight in the lightweight division that he looked that great in my eyes. Didn't look that great in the Cowboy when he came back. Didn't look that great against Khabib at all. Got ragdolled. Won one round, I believe. He won that third round when he kind of got his hands off. But besides that, he has never looked that dominant like he did in the featherweight division. So as a Conor guy, you cannot say he's a GOAT. No way. If you do, you're just a fanboy. You haven't really watched it. I'm a big Conor fan. He's not a GOAT. Jordan asks, is Khabib a GOAT? And I'll let you go on this one, Heck. I do not put Khabib on my GOAT list just because he didn't do it long enough. He's one of the best lightweights of all time. But he's not one of the greatest fighters. To me, that's John Jones and John Jones only. Then you got the GSPs because you got to do it for a long period of time. John Jones has like 15 title defenses. I believe Khabib only has like 3 or 4, maybe a 5, if that. But when he won his belt, then Khabib is on the GOAT trail. Unfortunately, his father passed. He retired, but I don't put him up there. But I do want to see Conor back. I say, you know, they got Dustin Chandler booked right now, so none of those. I wanted to see him and Mike Chandler. I want to see Conor go fight Justin Gaethje. It's a scary fight. I didn't want to see that back in the prime because of the leg kicks, but at this point, Conor, fucking put up or shut up, brother. Let's go knock his ass out, or this ain't for us no more. Who do you want to see Conor come back?
With the whole Khabib thing, it's interesting because like the only argument you could really make against him is the value of the opponents he faced. So I'm not really. Like, I mean, we can argue if he's the GOAT or not, but the one thing that I do know is that Islam definitely has the chance to surpass him if he just beat fucking Olivera, who was running through that division, ragdolled him.
Look good too. Stand up look good.
Bro, if he then fucking takes care of business against Volkanovski, bro, like he should be able to surpass him.
Oh, dude, if he beats Volkanovski, I see him saying fuck it and going to try to get the welterweight belt too, just because that's the issue. That style can beat anybody, you know.
Bro, it's crazy, man. Like it's so underrated too. Like their like mindset and their environment. Like they have no, they don't really have anything really distracting them. You think those fuckers are on fucking Instagram, Twitter, any of that bullshit, bro? They're in the mountains, bro. Training. Like, god damn, man.
And they're rich too, and they don't even splurge their money. They have different cares, you know. They live a different lifestyle, so disciplined, and
they're set for life. Where they still all live there. They fucking live in the mountains, man. They're set for life.
Yeah, that's why, you know, when Conor was coming up, he had that hunger. You know, his Mendez fight, he was getting his ass whooped, and that hunger made him win that belt, that interim belt. I don't think he has that anymore, dog. You just saw Olivera. You tell me, brother. I think that tap was kind of early. Of course, it's fucking Islam. He was squeezing that bitch tight. But I feel like that tap happened because I'm already defended this belt multiple times, and you got me. But I feel like if you're coming up, there is no you got me in your mind. There is no you got me. Volkanovski did not have no you got me in his mind when he fought fucking Ortega. And he defended those two.
Great fight, man.
Olivera, I think, would have tapped there. Just seeing what I saw, bro. He was in a bad spot with the same thing. Ortega is a fucking snake on the ground. Anaconda. Survived. You're going to have to put me out. And that's why I think Volkanovski has a real chance against Islam, because he has that factor of fuck it. Go ahead and kill me.
That is a very underrated, not talked about point that you just said right there, bro. That, like, how many guys you know that will fucking not tap and go to bed? Like you saw that with Leach against Kamzat. He didn't tap.
Yep.
He didn't fucking tap. He just went to bed. Dude, it was so demoralizing. It was so demoralizing seeing him tap, bro. Olivera. Fuck.
I might be wrong here by saying that it's just the belt. He just knew. It also might be he knows how good Islam was, and if you got me here, there's no other option. And usually when you're in a side lock like that, there really is no other option. But there was no other option for fucking Volkanovski either. Because when they're squeezing that tight and you're about to go out, you're just hoping and praying that he gives up for a little second. Volkanovski proved it, dog. And I know he's a little small, Mac. He definitely is a little small, but I believe Volkanovski used to fight at fucking middleweight, if not definitely welterweight.
Dog,
he was fighting at welterweight as a little ass fucking 5'4" motherfucking Australian phenom.
Yo, dog, did you ever see the fucking pictures of him when he played rugby?
I can only imagine.
Yo, pull it up for the chat, bro.
Imagine. Let me go ahead and look.
Pull it up for the chat, bro. Your mind will be blown, massive, bro. Your mind will be blown.
Looking like a little stallion. I mean, it's kind of blurry and shit. I don't know if I can. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I mean, he definitely fought, I believe, at welterweight, bro. A little ass dude back early in his career, fighting at welterweight. I mean, look at this tank. Okay, that's a tank right there, guys.
Yeah,
he's not playing. He's not playing. Oh, he's a savage, sick, bro. The way he made the Korean Zombie look like he shouldn't have even been in there.
Oh my god, he manhandled him.
He made Max Holloway look like you shouldn't be in there with me again twice. And Max, you know what? I want to see Max Holloway get Conor McGregor. Dude. I'd like to see Max Holloway go, because Gaethje, if you start kicking his leg, we're done. Max Holloway, Conor. That's a rematch. Conor won the first one. I'm just like, hey, let me get mine back like Dustin Poirier did. I want to see. And Max is having some problems with the weight cut, getting down to featherweight. It's big panty day. It's red night, panty night, payday. You might have heard it here first. Dana White, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway.
That'd be sick.
Would that be not sick, bro? Claims he's the best boxer in the UFC, baby. Cater, duck, and dodging. We know Conor thinks he's the best.
It's what you just reminded me of when you brought up the Volkanovski Korean Zombie fight. Like I'm a big fan of the Korean Zombie too. And after that fight, bro, he looked broken and he was crying because after fighting that high of a caliber fighter with the belt, you kind of your dreams are crushed. Yeah. And that's kind of why you saw Sugar Sean O'Malley he was a stock he was out of character completely because he just went to the fucking deep waters with Peter Yan and he did it. He's right fucking there, bro. He's right fucking there.
We all love
and what's
Conor.
Crazy is that there's a level above Yan in terms of the fucking belt. There's someone with the belt and it's not Yan. So he has to go up another fucking level.
That's right. I mean, and a lot of times when you go in that dark waters, that's when you see the real fighters. We saw that in Conor early. Chad Mendez, he was crying, weeping, he talking cash shit. I think a real reason that we all know that Israel Adesanya is fucking real is that Gastelum fight. He got brought to dark waters in the Kevin Gastelum fight. Was hurt big time. Pushed through it. That's championship shit there. That's okay. Do I want to be the belter or am I just here for a check? And there's some killers out there, bro. There's some fucking killers out there. Izzy's got a big fight coming up against Pereira.
Yep.
But man, I like to see Holloway and Conor run it back one more time.
That's coming up, man. That's November 12th.
November 12th is Israel and Pereira. We'll hint the next main card is October 29th. We got Arnold Allen against Calvin Kattar. They got Calvin Kattar as a plus 105 underdog. I believe he's going over the pond to go fight Arnold Allen. He's a guy from London, I believe. Who you like there?
Dude, that is such a good fight.
Both stand up, nice boxers.
I can totally see where that line is at. Didn't Arnold Allen just murder Dan Hooker?
Decisive win.
Didn't he just murder Dan Hooker?
Let me see if it was Dan.
Is that him?
Yep, just beat Dan Hooker round 1. Surprised Dan Hooker's still on the roster. Maybe that's who Conor needs to fight. Maybe that's who Conor needs to fight. Fucking Dan Hooker.
I'm gonna have to go with Arnold Allen, bro.
Really? I like Calvin Kattar. I believe he just had that fight against Josh Emmett.
That fight was sick too.
Yep, him and Josh Emmett just had it. He just lost to Josh Emmett, split decision. It was a good fight, went all the way to the distance. I was kind of worried just because Emmett's got heavy hands. So this is Calvin trying to get back on the ladder.
A lot of people were upset with that Josh Emmett fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were calling a robbery.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. I like Calvin. He's a slick striker, but I wanted to see more from him, to be honest. I wanted to see more from him. I think the Max Holloway fight really kind of, I don't know, brother. It kind of changed his game. It kind of affected his game. You know what I mean? Because that was one of the moments where it's like, I'm trying my best and I'm getting fucking wrecked by a dude not even looking at me. He's looking at DC, telling me I'm the best boxer in the UFC. So maybe he gets a shakedown, shake off win here. But I also, brother, I like Arnold Allen, 18-1 coming in. A lot of people like Paddy Pimblett, but he might be the best fighter out that London right now outside of Tom Aspinall. I liked Arnold Allen.
Tom Aspinall sick.
Yeah, he got hurt in that last fight, bro. I was sad to see it, but he's a dog. He's definitely a dog.
This card's all right. There's not that many big names on it.
Yeah, not too many. We got a card coming to Orlando. I was thinking about flying or going out there and fucking rare Florida card, but
that's the
Skrull's in the main event. I don't remember who it is. But then they added Bam Bam to the
Kevin Holland.
Holland, that's right. Yeah, Kevin Holland.
Fuck, bro. We have Adesanya Pereira November 12th.
That's the card.
And then we have Jiri December 10th. God damn, we got at least one fucking banger in the next 2 months.
Yeah, bro. So before we get off of here, you know what I'm saying, everybody's got to get ready for Monday Night Football. So let's break down the November 12th card, if you don't mind, dog.
Yeah, let's get
quick early predictions. It's a banger. Frankie Edgar back, Chris Gutierrez, but we'll go ahead and start off with Poirier, Michael Chandler. It should be some fireworks,
bro.
A 3-round fight, I believe. And man, Poirier coming off a loss, Chandler coming off a loss. Both fought for belts. It's going to be a scrap here. They've been talking some cash shit. I don't know if they have past history or whatnot. Michael Chandler's such a nice guy. You can't fucking be mad at him. I like Dustin Poirier here. I think the size comes into a big play. He's got a long reach. Not too much more than Chandler, but I like Dustin here, dog.
I'm going to have to definitely rock with Chandler on this one, man. Dustin Poirier won. I forget which fight he said it. It might have been against Khabib, but he told like Dana White that he doesn't love it anymore. So that's kind of a little bit of a red flag for me. And also those two Conor fights, those seem like a little bit more like pay-per-view for the money type of fights. And that's why I was so big on Olivera when he faced Poirier, because he just faced Conor, who it's about the bag for those fights. So Chandler, bro, and that fight against Gaethje was a fucking nuke, man. So I'm gonna have to rock with Chandler on this one.
Has been a war. Yeah, he's been in some wars, man. He was at a war with Gaethje, a war with Eddie Alvarez early. I mean, cannot go wrong with Dustin Poirier. He's had a little bit of time off. I don't know, man. I looked at the Conor fights, not so much as Hollywood taking a bag. I think he wanted to get his win back that he felt he shouldn't have lost back then in the flyweight days. And then he whooped his ass. Then it was like, oh, you're going to be so nice to me. Third time, he whooped his ass again. I know Conor snapped his leg, God bless, but it wasn't looking good, brother. Like the shot, like I love Conor, but the shots just don't have the same kind of electric shock that they did at the featherweight division. And his striking attempts and how he fights is like, if you're not knocked out, I'm in a vulnerable spot. So me retreating, I'm gonna get clipped, and he doesn't look great when he gets clipped. So, god damn it.
The only thing I don't like about Chandler is I didn't like what I saw from him in the Gaethje fight round 3. Like he was like just eating shots, just walking, just eating shots, and like getting the crowd going when he's getting his ass whooped. He did look like he gassed out. He goes all in round 1, bro. All fucking in round 1. So those are the only red flags with Chandler. And it's still way early on to like give you exactly what I'm on. But for right now, I got to go with Chandler.
Yeah. I mean, I like Chandler. I think in the, Jordan's talking about that Gaethje fight with Chandler, and it was great, but I was worried when Chandler was literally on some gladiator shit, bro, pointing at Dana like, yo, I'm getting knocked out. This is for you. This is for the show. I'm like, yo, okay, dog. So that worries me a little bit. And a guy like Poirier will really put your lights out with those hands, as Gaethje was almost doing. But Dustin's not going to go to the war like Gaethje will.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that worries me, to be honest. And now, this is early predictions. I really like to see weigh-ins. I really like to see, press conference to see how serious somebody is. But Israel Adesanya taking on Alex Pereira, someone he's already fought twice in kickboxing, lost both, got knocked out, KO'd once. Only person that's ever KO'd him like this. This isn't a kickboxing fight. A little bit different rules, square ring, a little bit more stand-up. Bigger gloves, though. Okay, that's 10-ounce gloves. This is 4-ounce gloves. And Alex Pereira just came off knocking the fuck out of annoying-ass Sean Strickland, thank God. And Israel Adesanya obviously is the defending champion of the world, coming off a few boring fights here. Who do you like, brother? This is going to be a test.
Dude, this is a very tough one, man. From a fan, I'm rooting for Alex Pereira. I've been following him for a minute now. His entrance is so fucking badass.
Yep.
He does like some some ritual war thing from Brazil. It's so fucking badass. I'm a big fan of him. Everyone questions his ground game because he is kind of switching onto the UFC scene a little bit late, but he hasn't had a problem with it, man. And I believe he's training with Glover Teixeira. But from a fan, I am rooting for Alex Pereira.
Yeah, man, Jordan, you're right. A big question is the ground game here. Israel obviously came from kickboxing as well, but as he's been in the MMA, UFC world, he has had to develop a ground game, takedown defense. He's even talked about some of his submissions he wants to show off. So do we see Israel Adesanya avoiding the stand-up with Alex Pereira and shocking the world and going for some takedowns?
Dude, it's tough, man, because like you look at Curtis Blades against the Black Beast.
Yep,
Curtis Blades
Lewis
knew he had a ginormous advantage on the ground. He went for the takedown and got put the fuck out. So there is also the risk factor in forcing takedowns if you are not comfortable squaring up with him.
Yeah, because, I mean, this guy's literally, he's had your number. He knows your distance. You fight the same way almost. So Izzy's really good at distance here. This is going to be a big, big fight, dog. Huge fight. 6'4",
Madison Square Garden.
NMSG, the rematch of all rematches. A lot of people haven't seen Adesanya lose like that. So I feel like as this builds up more and more, we get closer, I think a lot more people will go back and see that. I think we're going to see a lot of people jump on the Pereira bandwagon just because they want to see something. They want to see Izzy go down bad. But
dude, I feel like a lot of people are also just jumping on the bandwagon because they're tired of seeing Adesanya win decisions. UFC fans are like that.
They want action.
They want action, bro.
The Cannonier fight wasn't that impressive to me. I mean, but that's the thing about Izzy. He makes your game. He makes you alter your game. He wants you to come try to attack him. He's a great counter striker. So it's like, so is Pereira. So is fucking Pereira. So who's gonna? I doubt it, but it could be one of those stand-up Yoel Romero not wanting to strike. I doubt it because I just think Pereira thinks that he's gonna walk him down. Who's gonna lead the dance, dog?
That
I'm
fight's
going with
gonna be
Izzy.
sick, man.
I'm going Izzy.
I don't hate you for that. It's I mean he is the one holding the fucking belt,
And now, before I get out of here, bro, like I said, I'm thinking about my brother Connor. I'm gonna name out some names. Who you think he's getting? Okay, I think he's coming back. Maybe that's an option too. He's not coming back, but that motherfucker's working out so much. He's got to do something. Is it Gaethje? Is it Rafael dos Anjos? Dan Hooker? Jorge Masvidal? Max Holloway?
For what? I missed the first part.
Conor McGregor. Who is his comeback fight?
I think a Masvidal fight would be cool. I think that'd be cool. You have like that Miami guy, Scarface thing going on, Conor, and it can also be kind of a layup for Conor if he still got his stuff. And of course, people would want to see that. I don't think the UFC is going to make a fight for Conor to lose. They want to kind of get the money. They want the money. So I think a Masvidal fight would be interesting.
And even, I think more so, even if I don't think Sean Strickland or Sean Shelby and all these guys, the matchmakers, are trying to get a fight for him to win. But I think you have to think about a fight that has the best style for the entertainment purposes. It's stupid to put him up against a Dagestani if it's not Khabib. We don't want to see him get ragdolled. But if someone's going to stand up like Masvidal would, Dan Hooker would, Dos Anjos is nice. I like that, Jordan. Dos Anjos, they were scheduled to fight for the lightweight belt. He pulled out. That's when he went and fought Nate Diaz. But
dude, can you also say maybe Tony Ferguson too?
Tony, maybe. Yeah, I'd rather see him just go ahead and retire at this point, Tony. You did not.
Yeah, facts.
You didn't look good at all to me. You didn't look good. Yeah, Brad's right. He's got to be in USADA for 6 months. He's probably in there right now. He's definitely walking and shit. He's back. Connor's one of them, hate him or not, Connor's one of them guys that wants to fight. He wants to stay active. So I guarantee you he's been in the USADA pool daily. And if you saw his pictures, I guarantee them motherfuckers are knocking at the door going, hey, McGregor.
Yeah, he looks fucking ox, bro.
Look like a middleweight. Look like a fucking middleweight, dog. You never know. Nate Diaz, he's out of the UFC code. He can't be Nate Diaz. I definitely don't see Conor breaking contract and fighting somewhere else. He's going to come back fighting the UFC, I believe. Maybe one more time. And that'll be it. Bryce Mitchell. What do you think about that fight?
Bryce Mitchell. That fight's going to be a banger.
Doug Nasty.
That fight's going to be sick, bro. Tapora, he just fought some guy that took him on short notice. And they made that fight very, very interesting. I forget his name. But I'll definitely rock with Bryce Mitchell. He's sick.
Brad's saying that fight might be canceled. But they might have just moved it back, though. They might have moved it back because it's still whiles away. But Bryce Mitchell, another one of them guys, likes to grapple. I think he's way better than the other fucking white American grappler dude, Chase Hooper or whatever the fuck his name is. Not a fan of Chase Hooper at all. Young guy. But I do like Doug Nasty. He's a beast. He's with the camo shorts. He made a little viral moment with that. So shout out to them, dog. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. Heck, any last words before we get out of here? We got Monday Night Football tonight. I don't think it's going to be that great of a game. Who is it? The goddamn Bears.
Yeah, Bears, Patriots.
Bears and Patriots. That right. Is it Mac Jones? Is it the other guy?
Mac Jones is in right now.
Is he?
Okay, game. I'm going to watch it, so hopefully it's a good game.
Hey, we're watching it. We're going to tune in. I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight to the UFC 280 recap. Me and Hector, we did okay. Our records, okay. I got O'Malley right. You and Coach went with the Russian. Sorry, brother. TJ Aldo, we all got that one wrong. Olivera Islam, we all got that one wrong. So, okay, our records might not be that good in terms of the main event fights, but hey, As fans, we all did great, and I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. That will tune in moving forward. I got a lot of great guests coming on this week. We're gonna move away from the UFC, might get onto NFL football, might be some pro people coming on.
Nice.
If I told you the guest names, you wouldn't believe me, so I can't tell you. Heck, brother. Any last words?
Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
And everybody go check out Capo Capping on Twitter, Capo Capping on Instagram. Check out his Discord. And also, when he comes back, he will be on the YouTube giving out the picks on the Stat Lab. So make sure you tune in for that, man. Heck, I appreciate you, Capo.
Yo, thanks, bro.
All love, man. Gotta love the man right there. And if y'all didn't know, that's not just a regular betting wizard, okay? That motherfucker sat back, put in the work, put in the real shit, went over $250,000 on betting. I won a couple hundred, okay? I won an $800 bet one time. That's $250,000 talking right there. So I might know a couple names, a couple cool little scenarios. He knows his shit. Let's get that just squared away. I appreciate anybody tuning in tonight. Episode 28 of the Wydoe Podcast. We will be live again this week. I will let you know which days, who's coming on. If anything pops off, we will keep it rolling. Coach JB, you already know. Slap Dick Whiskey certified. Had a great night. If you didn't see the live show with me, Capo, and JB, watch that back. He took over at the end. It was definitely great. He's live from his backyard, shooting a couple shots, thinking he can fucking play basketball. And let's just go ahead and clear that up, okay? JB might have thought he was hooping, but I edited a clip to make it what reality was. He had me in his head. This is what it looks like.
This how I used to take cats to the rack back in the day.
And underneath the net.
Hey, fucking loud.
Beyonce with the leg.
Ah! Fuck with me.
Through the pack and we call that the alley-oop. So obviously, you know, JB's video wasn't that extreme, wasn't going to wow you, okay? So I added a little bit of memories for him, let's say, from a younger Wydoe. That way he can actually have a nice little hooping video there. Because one thing's for sure, one thing for certain, JB might be able to sling that rock and call them plays. But on the basketball court, I would give him fucking 40. 40. And here in Florida, in Cali, in the backyard, in the gym class, in the classroom with the paper, Kobe, I'm giving him 40, dunking on him. And he can try to foul me all he wants. Trust me. Wydoe, it does not play. If I'm coming down. See how big that motherfucker is? Imagine JB. Head on his head. Shout out to JB, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank you. It's your boy Wydoe. Hello.
They're here.
Thank you, Wydoe.
Thank you, Wyd.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Big fan, big promoter, as you know. Till next time, it's your boy Wydoe. I'm gonna get out of here, watch it back, and we'll see what we got. No Facebook, Jordan. I've got out of Facebook like 14 years ago, dog. Never looked back. Tried to go back the other day because I'm like, okay, now I got a podcast show. I'm my own marketer, my own manager, my own everything. Probably beneficial to have a Facebook account, right? Tried to get back on. I've been off so long, they deleted my shit. Now it's Meta. It's Meta and shit. So shout out to Mark fucking whatever his last name is. You got my account, bitch. Keep it. Till next time, brother. It's your boy Wydoe on the YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter. I'll try a little bit more. If you're looking for my music, let me know if it's super trash or if it's all right. If it's great, shit, let me know. SoundCloud/Wydoe, iTunes/Wydoe. This will be available on all audio platforms moving forward. And until next time, as you already know what's coming on the Wydoe Podcast. The questions got to wrap up the show always. How you living? How are you living? Today's Monday. Hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great week, a great month. But most importantly, I hope you're having a great life. It's all up to you. It's all perspective. Don't compare yourself to them. Compare yourself to you. You might be surprised with what you're about to do. Couple bars. Young Wydoe. Till next time. I appreciate you.
Wyd.
I think so. That's what he said.
WHUDO.
Wyd.
Wyd.
Oh, and I'm rolling while I drink.
And let me just be clear. If anybody didn't know, okay, if I don't have to reiterate, if you live in Florida, if you're on the Treasure Coast like me, let me tell you where I'll be at October 30th. It's only one place, though. Let me tell you. A lot of people have been asking me where I'll be October 30th, Sunday. There's only one answer. Vibes Lounge, brunched, celebrating DJ Young D, the biggest party. Twerk or treat, you goddamn right. But I won't be alone. Just had to let you know we're going to be there. Big event, brunch, live. Wydoe will be there as James Bond. Hello. Till next time. I appreciate you. Have a great night.